Imagine waking up one day to find that all humans have suddenly devolved. What does that mean for our species and civilization? Devolution refers to the process of moving backwards in evolutionary features and traits, abandoning advanced adaptations. What if today's humans reverted to a more primitive state? How would they look and behave in everyday life? This scenario poses many questions about survival, communication, and social structures. Would we rediscover ancient skills? Devolution could drastically change our interactions. Would friendships still exist? Or would we revert to more primal instincts? Nature would reclaim urban environments as humans struggle with survival. Would cities transform into wild landscapes? Additionally, technological regression would mean abandoning smartphones, cars, and electricity. How would we cope without these tools? In this imagined scenario of devolution, the fundamental question remains: would the essence of humanity endure through all these changes? Imagine the sudden loss of modern language skills. People struggle to communicate, relying on basic sounds and gestures, expressing frustration and confusion. Physically, the human body begins to show signs of devolution. We see people becoming less coordinated and more clumsy, struggling with simple tasks. As intellect diminishes, critical thinking dwindles. We witness people encountering difficulties making even basic decisions, symbolizing a lack of foresight. Sudden changes in social behavior lead to increased aggression. We see groups of people arguing over food and resources, illustrating primal instincts kicking in. Physical appearance also changes as people lose grooming habits. We see bushy hair, unkempt clothes, and dirty faces, showcasing a return to nature. Emotions become more primal as empathy diminishes. People show fewer nurturing behaviors, focusing instead on their own survival and immediate desires. With reduced cooperation, community bonds weaken. We see groups breaking apart, losing the collaboration that once helped them thrive in society. Finally, imagine people increasingly detached from technology. We see individuals fumbling with devices and struggling to remember their functions, illustrating dependence fading. Imagine a world where social structures dissolve. Communities revert to family groups tied closely by survival instincts, relying heavily on cooperation. Without technology, communication relies on gestures and simple sounds. Groups learn to share stories and emotions creatively through body language. Trade would shift from complex economies to barter. Goods like food and tools become currency, fostering direct exchanges between individuals. Education would evolve into mentorship, where knowledge is passed down personally instead of through formal means, influencing child development individually. As survival becomes priority, leaders emerge based on strength and wisdom. Charismatic leaders guide groups, influencing decisions through respect rather than authority. Conflict resolution changes drastically, focusing on physical prowess and survival tactics instead of diplomacy or negotiation, impacting group dynamics. Art begins to reflect experiences immediately, with nature and daily life depicted in raw forms, enhancing cultural expressions and identity within groups. As societies adapt, they rediscover spirituality, connecting with nature and ancestors, leading to a resurgence of rituals that foster community ties and purpose. If humans devolved, society would face a complete collapse of modern infrastructure and technologies that we've come to rely on for everyday life. Daily activities would shift back to primitive skills, such as hunting and gathering, as communities adapt to survive in a harsher environment. Education would transform, focusing on survival skills rather than academics, with children learning directly from their parents in outdoor settings. Communication would revert to simple signs and vocalizations, with a reduced ability to share complex ideas or emotions. With fewer specialized skills, cooperation among humans would be vital, as communities rely on collective strength for survival and protection. As societies become more insular, cultural aspects like art, music, and storytelling may see a revival, emerging from the need for identity and connection. Ultimately, this devolution could lead to a simpler but richer life, connecting deeply with nature and our primal instincts as humans.